Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm Luscious Female Fan Steve Alicious here, back with the Samsung Galaxy S10e in 2021. Before we get to all that, thank you so much to all the new subscribers, inching ever so close to 4,500. If you're loving all the tech stuff, both new and old, go ahead and give that subscribe button a tussle. It certainly means a lot to me. So, okay. Last year, I did a similar video named, it's going to be titled almost the exact same thing when I said, is the Samsung S10e a Pixel 4a alternative? It's going to be the same this year. Is it a Pixel 5a alternative? And some of that's on Google, the fact that they didn't change a whole heck of a lot. The other consideration this year, last year, it was a lot more of a conversation because of the price similarities. In fact, I think if you were getting this new, it was actually coming in slightly ahead of the 4A. This year, there's no competition when it comes to price. You're talking right now, link will be in the description, Amazon renewed $184. $184 for all of this that you're going to get, which we're going to go over in a moment. New, if you want one brand new, you're only looking at $350. So either way, you're coming in either $300 better than the 5A or $150 better than the 5A. So that's a huge consideration this year. Let me talk about the Pixel 5A for just a moment, because every time I title one of these videos, and any time that you say that a Google Pixel is not the best device in the universe, people jump down your throat. It's like you insulted their mother or something like that. People get so passionate about the Pixel. I'm not saying the 5A is a bad device. It's probably fantastic. I'm not saying anything about Google Pixels. I am the most excited about the Pixel 6 than any other phone this year. If that's what it's meant to be, if that's what it's been talked up to be, with that design, with the performance, all the rest of it, that's going to be my daily driver through most of the end of the year, probably well into next year. So it's not like I have anything out for Google. I don't. I want them to have good devices. But I really question the price point and the feature set of the 5A. So let's talk about where you're going to take an L with the S10e as opposed to the 5A. Battery for sure. Okay? The big battery, the 4,800 milliamp hour battery, and that 5A is going to crush, absolutely crush the 3,100 milliamp hours in this. You're looking at 3 hours and 15 minutes of screen on time, maybe 3:30 if you because you know how I do. I crank it all the way up, screen brightness, all the rest of it. If the other one, I can't imagine what that's gonna with the 765G and the 5A and that battery, you're probably looking easily 6 or 7 hours. So that's gonna double this one as far as battery life. So if your main spec importance is battery life, then you're going to probably skew more towards the 5A. The camera, listen, we're going to show some shots. In fact, you know what? I'll go over the camera right now. Let's throw up some shots that I took recently, within the last week, with the S10e. Look at the colors, the richness, the saturation, the detail. I understand that Google has the advantage with the computational photography. That's all fine. Is it that much of a difference to warrant $300 in price? It's a pretty good image. Okay, pretty good image. Certainly representative of what you're pointing at. Not going to be a slouch. You're not going to miss those fantastic moments on vacation or whatever you're taking photos. Screen size, you're taking a little bit of a hit. I think it's 6.2 for the 5A, whereas 5.8 for this guy. And then, of course, the 5G. If that's something if you're in an area that takes advantage of the 5G, then that's you're missing that here. But with the Snapdragon 855, you're not getting the 5G capability. So let's talk about what you pick up, though, for that $300 price difference, okay? Remember, $185. Let's see what you pick up from the Pixel 5A. Wireless charge, okay? Better build quality, I think. You're getting the metal and glass design. Gorilla Glass 5, front and back, okay? Which is quite nice. Now, they upgraded the 5A build quality. You now have it where it's at least, I think it's that metal. It's that coated metal that they've done on the 5A. Where it's metal, but they coat it with a thing that feels like a grippy kind of plastic. But this is very nice. You get the glass, you get the metal frame, a Gorilla Glass front and back. Just, I think overall, the build quality, I'm going to give the nod. And the look here in the fabulous electric salmon. Colors, okay? If you're somebody, you're getting mostly black in the 5A. This, you got a whole range from canary yellow, blues, greens, aqua, all kinds of stuff. White, prism white, which is quite nice. You're getting a lot of colors there with this. I think this, I give the nod to this as far as looks are concerned. You're both getting a fingerprint sensor. You get fingerprint sensor on the back on the 5A. You're getting side mounted here, which is a little higher. But because the device is smaller, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. You're able to hit it quite nice. And I like when they're also the button. I like when it's also a button, so you could click it and both also just rest on it and unlock the phone. And it's great. Listen, people are still going to be wearing masks for a while, so it's great to have that physical fingerprint reader on the side, or at least on the display would be nice too. But on the side, at least we have one, so we're not reliant upon face unlock. Hey, Snapdragon 855. Say what you want about the 765G. I know it's probably going to be more power efficient, but the performance advantage is still to the 855. When you're talking about 800 series Snapdragons, the 765G comes in more in line with the Snapdragon 845. That's why it's bizarre that they're charging the same amount of money for essentially last year's spec. The 4A 5G and the 5A have essentially the same spec, and this one beats them both. The Snapdragon 855, you're getting 6 gigs of RAM, which is similar to the 5A. It's the same. 128 gigs of expandable storage, which is quite nice. There's also a version of this. You can get 8 gigs of RAM, and you can get 256 gigs of storage, which is great with the expandable storage. You keep the headphone jack, which is good. The last Samsung Galaxy generation to have the headphone jack, which is nice, so you don't lose that in your competition with the Pixel 5A. And I can't get back to the price enough. $185 for this. Premium build. Fantastic performance. The screen is 1080p, and you're still at 60 hertz, but you're at 60 hertz on the 5A as well, by the way. 1080p display, but Samsung, I hope these colors can pick up on this camera. Just look at the detail and the colors and the saturation on this panel with your hole punch selfie camera. Just, it's gorgeous to look at. I used this for a week, 10 days. And I was using a lot. I was using S21 Ultra at the time. I was using my Galaxy Fold 2. I was using all kinds of devices around the same time. And I'll tell you what, I wanted for nothing. I wanted for nothing. The performance, look at it's absolutely blazing. All the things, all the games. These things are overpowered to begin with on the flagship end. Okay? So if you're talking 2 years later for a Snapdragon 855, which I've said it before, it's still one of the best processors you can buy. Phenomenal performance. All your games are going to run well. Genshin Impact for you out there. Shout out to the Genshin Impact fans. Let's see. You got a little fan club there. I like it. But there's your Genshin Impact. Plays well. No problems. You get the 2 cameras here. You get some functionality there and versatility there with the 2 lenses. Good photos. Awesome performance. Awesome screen. Awesome build quality. I don't think you're wanting for much. Wireless charge. I mean, if you want to say battery life, if that's your one trade-off, okay. Yeah, with that $300 you're saving, you could buy a battery case or as many power banks as you want to kind of carry around in your pocket and keep you going throughout the day. But if you're somebody, and be honest with yourself, okay, we all like to think about these massive battery times, these screen-on times that we'd all like to see and all like to have. Sure, you know, I got the Galaxy. I have the Moto Stylus 5G here. 10 hours, 9 hours of battery life. That's great. I mean, how often are you doing that? Be honest with yourself. At the end of the day, when you're looking at your screen on time. Now, listen, there's plenty of people who go over that. And if that's an important spec for you, then you might have to make other arrangements. But if you're somebody that's keeping it under 4 hours in the course of a day, save yourself a heck of a lot of money and go ahead and pick this one up. And the security updates, by the way, have been fast and furious. You've been getting them every month. You've got Android 11 on here, and it is slated with the Samsung kind of extended support program that they announced, I think, last year. It's also slated for Android 12. So you're getting at least another 18 months of updates and security patches on your S10e. 100. I can't get over. And listen, this is not unique to Samsung or this particular phone. There are phenomenal deals all over the place. But if you're looking for something like this size, if this appeals to you, a lot of it, it's nice to hold in the hand. If you're looking for something sharp, snappy, still great performance, and still that flagship feel for very much not a flagship price, then go ahead and check out one of these guys. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-alicious day.